Good morning, guys, and welcome to the podcast. For all of the listeners and viewers that are interested in healthy eating and how to do it, I have Shannon Weston from Colorado. She's founder and CEO of Vibe Foods. We'll hear all about what it is, and I'm really happy to have her. Shannon, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here today.
Yeah, briefly introduce yourself, and I'm excited to dive into what Vibe Foods is.
Yeah, so my husband and I have 4 kids, and I used to be an insurance executive. I worked my way up to first and highest level a female had made for a national insurance company. And we had our third child had a lot of health issues that were unexplained from the time he was born. He was healthy, 10 fingers, 10 toes, but had just all kinds of things going on. And we were astounded. We were living the traditional American lifestyle. So all the kids were playing sports. We were running around like crazy. We had never ourselves connected with a more healthy lifestyle because back then there really just was very little talk about the impact of food on your body. After a bazillion prescriptions and a lot of things going wrong, we finally, when he was 8, started asking, what is the root cause? And nobody really wanted to go down that path with us. And so we had to get outside the matrix, find a doctor that was a little bit outside the matrix. And we got to the root cause. And as it turned out, his entire issue was predicated on the food he was eating that caused a bunch of other chain results for that. So we went deep into a rabbit hole back in 2008 and had to change everything we were doing. He couldn't just go to a birthday party and eat whatever. We could no longer just drive through and grab food. We had to really retool everything in our lives. And so in 2017, to fast forward, we wanted to spread that message of how important food is, how food can be poison or medicine with the world. And so we founded Vibe Foods. And we do pretty much everything differently there than most restaurants. And it's something that has just been a huge passion project for us because we really believe that almost everybody walking this earth could feel a lot better when they make different choices.
Interesting. Yeah, and that's a great segue into the discussions. People that come to Vibe Foods, like obviously like food allergies or food insensitivities. What do people? Is it like a Smoothie King or a Juice Land? What do you? Is it retail?
Yeah, so we have 3 locations in Colorado, and we actually just launched our online store as well. But you would say, like a person would say, oh, it's like a Jamba Juice or a Smoothie King, and not to put those down, but I can promise you we're nothing like either one of those. When I was pregnant, I used to roll into Jamba Juice and get the big giant thing in the styrofoam cup that had 200 million grams of sugar, and I thought I was doing something good for myself. So no, we're not like that. What's different about us, and I would say it's probably different than 99.9% of most of the restaurants out there, is that we vet every single ingredient to not have any chemicals or additives. We have no gluten. That's just like our baseline, no gluten, because that was a big part of our son's issue. So that's like, so yesterday's news. Like we just don't have that. But we also don't have anything genetically modified. We don't have any colorings that are not natural. We don't have any chemicals. We don't have preservative stabilizers. Like we go to the ends of the earth. Like I promise you, when you get peanut butter anywhere you go, it's going to have peanuts. It's going to have palm oil, cottonseed oil, corn syrup salads, all kinds of nonsense in it. Our peanut butter is peanuts. That's it. Our almond butter is almonds. Our lemon juice is lemons. And so we are it's tough being us, especially through COVID and all of that stuff, because supply chain is crazy. But if you go get an acai bowl at a normal place, you're going to have granola that's filled with sugars, grains, corn syrups. Like we saw this happen during COVID, and we've contracted somebody to make our granola. So it's made with maple syrup, coconut oil, gluten-free oats, like everything we have, we just do not shortcut. And that's just our baseline. Then we add in all this other cool stuff that we do. Like we go to the ends of the earth to find really amazing superfoods, whether it's maca or we've got mushroom blends that we've had. Mushrooms are really trendy now. We've been using them for 8 years in our stores. Whatever it is, I've got my pitaya right now with my cashew butter that just has cashews and our coconut cream. Like everything we do is just super, super clean. And I wouldn't ever serve something to you or any of our customers that I wouldn't put on my family's table. And that's actually saying a lot because we've had to heal our families health issues through food. That's what makes us different. And you can go into a typical juice shop and ask for protein powder, but what are you getting? What is it? Is it like pea protein? Has it been sprayed? Is it a lot of people with like plant proteins, it's rough on their stomach, or if they get a whey protein, it's great, but is it conventionally raised? Is it low grade? Is it been high? So everything we do grass fed. If you want whey protein, you're going to get the grass fed pure with no sweeteners. That's right off, fresh and fluffy and delicious. If you want plant, we have a blend that's all organic. It's 5, so there's no sprays, 5 different kinds of things in there. Plus it's been sprouted so that it's easier on your system to digest. So we're just honestly really crazy. And we have our 3 stores. We sell a ton of organic bone broth. Like we go out to the farms, meet the farmers. We just did a piece with the ranchers that we go get our beef bones from, because I'm personally a carnivore, but I'm an herbivore too, but I like eating meat products, but I will only eat those that I know have been raised appropriately, that have not been, it's not harmful to the planet. Like it's the whole cycle. And so where we go and get our bones, we have vetted them. They're super humanely raised. They're kind to their animals. They're being raised the way they should be raised. They're living their life with purpose to be eaten, but they are living their best life. And that's really important to us. So we make a lot of organic beef and chicken broths, and we do cool things with those. And that is something we use personally to heal up our son's gut, something we've had a lot of experience making, and we make it really well. We also just launched a line of paleo baked goods because I honestly have a chocolate problem. I'm not kidding. I have a whole shelf in my house dedicated to my love of chocolate. And we wanted to be able to produce baked goods like a brownie or a cookie or something really decadent that has no grains, that has no refined sugar. So we're working with like maple syrup, dates, what else? Coconut sugar. Has a different content with it. So it doesn't spike your insulin as much, and really organic, clean ingredients. And so you can have this like decadent brownie that tastes amazing. It tastes so bad for you, but is actually full of fiber, full of antioxidants, full of all the good stuff, none of the bad. We're continuing to evolve and do more and more to fill the space and help people, really feel their best. Most customers who come in, we don't ask. They start telling us all their health problems. It's like people in general don't feel well. It's really crazy to me how our bodies are designed to heal and to feel well, and how most people in our country don't feel well. So we just want to be that bright spot where they can come in, they can get something that really makes them happy. It's really satisfying. And then they can walk away full of energy and not with a gut bomb.
Interesting. How do you just talk about in terms of just logistics? You have 3 locations and you have a online store. How do you scale this? Because you're sourcing things, you're making things differently. How do you talk about just the challenges with scaling this when you're doing this unconventional approach?
Yeah, that's challenging. And we had 2 locations in Memphis that we had opened up because that's where our son went to school. He played football out there. And we were out there a lot, and we realized there was a big hole for anything that was like super healthy. So we opened our first store there in 2020, and we opened a second store. And it was great when it was good, but that was exactly our challenges. We couldn't even so we also produce cold pressed juice. We will only use organic. That period, end of story. There are some things in our store that are not organic, not very many, but a few things that are like less, like just hard to get and maybe less important, not on the dirty dozen or whatever it might be. But our juice is always 100% organic. We're uncompromising about that because it takes 2.5 pounds of produce to make one juice. And so if that's covered in herbicides, pesticides, you're condensing that down into a drink. That just doesn't seem like a really good idea. So we couldn't even get organic produce locally sourced. We would have to go to Indianapolis or to South Carolina to bring our produce in. And so it was very hard. We were shipping our granola from Colorado out to Memphis, and it became, the business conditions of doing that was really challenging. So we did experience some of those difficulties scaling because of our approach to things. So that's why we thought we'll do the online store, because our mission is to reach as many people as possible and to have people realize that they can eat to win every day. That's a really important concept to us. And we figured like putting it online would really help that because we could touch a lot more people. And we have so many customers that come through they were coming through Memphis and Denver area and being like, how do we get your products? We live in Texas. And we're always like, sorry, we can't. And now we can. So we just started that last week. So we're pretty new to that game, but we're excited about it.
Interesting. The other question is just when you're talking about these high end or kind of specialty stores or foods, how does the cost, how do you keep your cost lower, or do you just cater to rich clients? Talk about the cost.
That's one of the hard things because we all think that eating healthy is expensive, and it is. Like, we've gotten clobbered in a lot of ways, but there's also a cost to not eating healthy. So we've been really diligent in trying to come up with new technologies to produce our food more efficiently with less labor. We can't always control our cost of goods because, especially throughout COVID, post pandemic, everything we saw, we would just even have some things as simple as gloves. They went from $20 bucks to $120 bucks overnight. We don't touch anybody's food. Legally, we could. We wash our hands, we could touch it. We don't, because we get a lot of people that are compromised immune system wise. And so we take every precaution. We watch acai go through the roof. And then we watched, this is really fascinating, our granola that we'd always been using, everybody else started pivoting. So we'd have to look at the box every time we got a shipment, and they were changing the ingredients to cheaper. Suddenly there's canola oil in it. Suddenly there's things, corn syrup, because they don't want to use like maple syrup or whatever. So we've had to like be on our guard with literally everything that we buy. And that is really expensive and it's time consuming. And we really just have to focus on waste and keeping our employment costs down to make up for it. We really have tried hard to keep our pricing in line with all of our competitors, even though ours is way better. Like, I look at organic juice and I look at what we cost it, and I look at people who are doing completely conventional and it's not fresh and all of that, and we're still around the same price because we're trying to be more efficient in other ways.
Interesting. The follow-up question I have for you is any in terms of just sometimes when these independent brands, they sometimes get these products into Whole Foods, or are you talk about the kind of the push towards that, or do you just plan to just be like your own independent location online store?
For right now, I think since we just closed those Memphis stores, we're retrenching. For right now, I think we want to stay as we are and just see how much more we can do online. Margins, because our margins on our food are so tight. Like, really, I'm telling you, we can improve our margins by 30% overnight if I just switched out peanut butter, went to an acai that you scoop or that you get out of a machine, which is what everybody else does. And I can make 4 small pivots out of 190 ingredients, and we could improve our margins just like that. So when you go into grocery, you really get hammered down on margins as well. And so for us, quality is everything. So for right now, that's where we're at. We've had a lot of, gosh, I can't even talk, like probably 2-3 times a week or more. We get people who inquire, they want to open a vibe where they live, and do we franchise? And it's also the same thing. Like, it would be easy for us to. We've gotten everything dialed in, but you look at all these healthy places that are franchised, and a lot of them talk people into putting their life savings in, and there's not a real clear path to making money. And this is really hard business. Like, this is a lot. This is our retirement. Like, we've put in there, and we're on the upward now, but we've had some dark days for sure. And I would never be able to sleep at night thinking I've got your money and you're not thriving. So for us, like, maybe that's someday, but that day's not here right now. Our online store is really, I think, going to be a big part of our future because we will be able to send our juices, our bone broth, our baked goods. Those are what are already on there, and we have more coming. We have a cool wellness box we're putting together with some fun, like, superfood powder drink mixes, juice, broth. So it's like the perfect gift if somebody's just had a surgery or had a baby or something like that, rather than give them a casserole or I love a homemade casserole, don't get me wrong, but just something that you're buying and dropping off a pizza. Like, you could send them something that will actually help them through the postpartum period of time, help their mentality, help their energy levels, help them restore their body, replenish what they're losing with breastfeeding or whatever. So we've got some really cool things we're doing and so much more to come. We're just at the very beginning of that part of it.
Yeah. The other question I have for you is talk about just the clientele that are loyal customers or raving fans. Are they people with allergies, food insensitive? Are they athletes, fitness? Who comes to a Vibe?
Yeah, it's funny. We have several avatars. Of course, we have a lot of professional athletes. We always have. Like, tons of all the professional sports around us come in. They're eating to win. Although I'm amazed at how many athletes don't even really know how to eat to win. It's such a critical part, but of success. So we have a lot of college athletes, professional athletes. We have, I'm not going to drop names, but some really big people that come in and eat. Also, we have a lot of people that just think the food is pretty and delicious. People who want to put this on Instagram because it is pretty and it tastes good. So we get a fair amount of that. But our favorite and we get the yoga moms and everybody after class and all that. But and weekend athletes for sure. But our favorite avatar and our favorite people that come in are people who are on a health journey. And we've been there. Like food is so emotional for us, right? Like I remember when we were told what was going on with our son and I jumped right on the train with him. I love pizza. Pizza is like my thing besides chocolate. And this was in 2008. And there was no gluten-free pizza and we found one gluten-free pizza. And I was like, hey buddy, it's going to be okay. Look, we've got a gluten-free pizza. And I took one bite and I was like, this is never going to be okay. Like life is over. Like I went in the pantry and almost cried over a pizza. Like how dumb is that? But honestly, food connects us to our past, our future, it smells a certain way. It reminds us of things. It makes us feel a certain way. It's a very emotional piece of our culture and of who we are as humans. And so we get so many people in every day that are now told they're in the shoes we were in, but we're like, hey, we got you. Don't worry. We've got something. Okay, you can't have that. Let's get you something that's going to make you feel so good. And we get people that are wheeling in their chemo infusions. We get people that they've just been given some terrible news or they're whatever it is. And it's so rewarding to be like, we know what we're giving you is going to help your fight, or it's going to help your mentality about the changes that you need to make. Or, oh my gosh, it's really hard to be diagnosed with diabetes. Okay, but here's some things to try. And just to be part of that is super important. And then you get invested in these people. And a lot of our customers are like family. If they don't show up one day, we're like, are they okay? Should we call? Like, what's happening? Is they come in almost every day. And it's really such a privilege to be part of people's lives that way. And we're not doctors, obviously. I will say though, we have a ton of practitioners that send their people our way, which is the highest compliment. We have a lot of, whether they're holistic or even if they're not, like we have a huge fertility clinic right by us, and they always tell their people they're coming in from all over the world for these treatments to come to us. So that there's no higher compliment than that, because they're putting their trust that we're going to be able to serve their patients what they need to have the best outcome. And so for us, that's magic. That's where we want to be. So anyway, it's a very fun thing to do. I loved what I did in insurance. I was very passionate. You can be passionate about insurance. I thought it was awesome. I loved it. And this is just every day is just, it's very rewarding, I would say. So
Yeah, really interesting. And we're nearing the end, and talk about plans for brand awareness expansion. How do you plan to, is it through social media? Is it through advertising? Is it through influencer collabs? How do you plan to get the Vibe brand more well known?
yeah, that's actually $1 million question for us, because we've been really lucky. We have a really good presence where our stores are, and word of mouth is huge. But now this is a whole new foray for us, figuring out how to become more known nationally. Social media is going to be a big piece of it. We actually have some resources too that we're sharing in our profiles and through our huge customer database, some resources like how to get chemicals out of your food, like a quick guide you can just take to the grocery store and be like, if you see these things, run away. Just here's some options to try to help, also not just brand awareness, but try to make a difference with people so that people don't know where to start. It's really scary when you have to make these changes and you're like, wait, what? Wait, what are we talking about here? I've been there. I've lived it pretty hard. Going to do some of those types of things, some webinars. We have some things planned along those lines as well. And then we got to figure out this whole advertising thing, because this is all so new to me. It's like starting a whole new business besides the retail one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. If people wanted to learn more and check out your website, connect with you, learn more, how can they do that?
Yeah. So our website is love, like LOVE, spelled the right way, VIBE foods, FOODS. And we have links to all of our social on there. We've got our online, like under the shipping, what we can currently ship. If you live in the Denver metro area, we have delivery and you can order online, pre-order. There's all different ways there. And then also, if you follow us on Instagram, that's where we do the most of our stuff and a lot of our education about what we have going on. And that is Vibe Foods Superfood Bar. Yeah.
Really interesting conversation, and I really enjoyed this. And again, our food supply is a big issue topic today. And thanks so much for coming on and doing the work that you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was so nice chatting with you, and thanks for your time.